We take our democracy for granted, but really, if we don't talk to each other and if we don't have the right information, our democracy will not work. We need to trust each other enough to have the deep conversation about what we want to do with our country, and we need to have the right information in order to have deep talks in a way that is informed. And all this we take for granted. But basically, these things can disappear and we can become misinformed, or we can start distrusting each other in a way that will actually ruin our ability to have these democratic conversations. My name is Lene Rimestad and I'm a journalist and a Ph.D. And at the moment I'm investigating how investigative journalists, public information officers and public servants see each other. What are the problems? When do they trust each other and when do they not trust each other? I do this because I find that the conversation between these three groups is failing at the moment. I think that some public servants are reluctant to talk to the media because the media is too harsh in its stories, and I also find that the journalists have less access to public servants than they used to. These results from my investigation have not yet been published, but one of my key findings is that public information officers actually play a very, very significant position in this triangle. Public information officers, if they sort of subscribe to the notion that they're actually in public service, will try their best to make sure that journalists and media and the public get the information they need in order to have this democratic conversation. And therefore, I really greet this idea of making an NGO that tries to make this better. And in this way, I salute ProPublica for making a really nice move in order to have more conversations about how do we do the jobs we do as public information officers, as journalists, as public servants, so that we can try to keep our democracy strong and healthy, because that is simply the most important issue at all in order to make the decisions that are much needed in order to keep this world working.